Hey, what's going on, guys? So right now I have the Oukitel C21, and if you're new to the crew, make sure you subscribe, get notified for more videos. But if you're already a part of the crew, salute. So today we're gonna do the tips and tricks. I have about 55 tips and tricks for this device. So let's go ahead and check out the first tip and trick. Make sure you watch to the end of the video so you can get all the tips on here. Okay guys, the first one is how to save music that you're listening to and figure out what's playing when you're hearing it. So go to widgets on your device and then go to the Google tab. It's one of the last ones right here. Sound search. So when you hit this sound icon search button, it's gonna actually recognize the song that you're listening to right there. So you can see it working. Whenever you hit that button, if you're in an environment where the song is playing, it'll actually let you know the song, and then you can go ahead and save it to your smart device. Another thing that you wanna do on this device is check out the feature called Smart Lock, because when you're not, when the phone is in your hand or you're in motion, it'll always be unlocked. So just go right here where it says Smart Unlock, then enter your PIN, and then go to on-body detection up here, and then hit the button right there where it says on-body detection. So now your phone will stay unlocked as long as you're in motion or as long as you're holding your phone. Now the cool thing is this device does have the Face ID. So what you want to go ahead and do is go ahead and go to the Face Unlock right here, and then activate the setting that's gonna allow it to light up in the dark. So you can feel it in the dark when you're in a dark environment. You could also get a vibration on there as well. So I definitely think that's pretty cool, but it's gonna enable face recognition when the screen is lit. So that's something that's awesome as well. Now I did just update this device, and one of the things that you're gonna notice is that when you go right here to About Phone and you go to the check for updates, this is where you're gonna get the update. So one of the things I noticed is that this device, you go into security, and then you can see that this device is on March 1st, 21 for the Play system. So that means any app that you download will now, it'll be up to date really recently. But the security software update hasn't came in yet, so that's the only thing about it. So just keep that in mind. But you'll still be protected with the apps that you download on here because it has the Google Play Protect update. Now, while we're in security, you want to hit this button called Screen Lock. So you can enter your PIN again, and it's really secure. Everything is through the PIN. And you can see right here, the screen, choose your screen lock. You could choose a swipe, you could choose pattern, PIN, password, but I always choose the pattern one because I just feel like it's the most secure for me to remember. So there you go. So you could always change the security lock on your device. Now hidden down below is screen pinning. So what you want to do is activate that, and it'll ask for unlock before unpinning. So to get that started, basically you have to lock an item. You can see you have that option right here now to pin. So let's see this, I can't get out of this screen no matter what. I'm locked into it unless I long hold to the top for 3 seconds, and then it can either do my Face ID or my, my fingerprint. So now it's unlocked. Another thing that you want to do on this device is when you're inside of the settings, just go right ahead and go into the advanced settings on this device. So it's going to be down below right here. Click that option. You're going to have 3 options here. Volume button wake up, so you can press the volume up and down and it'll wake up the screen, or you can flip the phone to mute it, or you have pocket mode, which will prevent misoperation when it's placed inside of a pocket, which is cool. Now you may be susceptible to ads, so go into your privacy and hit the ads button, and then opt out of the personalized ads on your device, so you don't always get those coming into your device so often. Another thing that I like to do is mess around with the sound. So what I did is go to the sound option, which is located almost at the top, and then you can click the advanced option right there, go all the way down, you'll see sound enhancement, and you want to turn on the best loudness because that's just going to increase the overall volume of your phone. Another thing what I did when I was in sound was change the default notification sound to Volia. This one, I found I could hear that a million times and it's never annoying. So you might just want to switch it to one that is more, you know what I'm saying, comforting to your ears, or you could also do that with your ringtone as well. So that's kind of weird. If you go down to the bottom, you can also add a file to as your ringtone as well. The next cool thing you could do is add separate users to your device when you go into the system option. So once you locate system on this device, which is all the way down the bottom, then you can go into multiple users, and that way you can actually add guests. You could put that as the lock screen option as well. But you could add guests and different users so that they don't share the same information that you have. So you could basically protect your private information through your password, PIN, and face unlock. One of the other cool things is hidden inside a system is gestures, where you can get the 3-finger screenshot, jump to camera, where you can double tap the power button as well. And then you get this option where you can hold down the up and power button, and it'll vibrate or mute your notifications for you. Now for this device, I actually use the Microsoft one. So let me show you my keyboard, because I want to show you some customizations that I have in that thing. So we're gonna go to input, and once I find that, I'll show you exactly how I set up my keyboard to the way it is, which is pretty cool. So let me show you that real quick. So once you're in system, go to the Swift keyboard option right here. And then what you're gonna do is click the another option right here for virtual keyboard. Then click the Swift keyboard. And then it's gonna give you the options right here for themes here. So you can always customize your different keyboards. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna give you a ton of different keyboards here that you can mess with. And I think that's pretty cool. You could always switch the keyboard around instead of using it like the plain one. So I definitely think this is awesome, because you could always tailor it to something new. And you always can customize it to your own preference here as well. Another thing I'd like to do is turn on the emoji predictions when I'm typing. So if I type smile, the smile emoji shows up. I just think that's awesome to have there as well. They've also got this other option down below inside of keyboard, which is like a spell checker or something like that. So just hit that, make sure you turn that on and keep it on English so that it could correct you whenever you're typing something that's like not correct or something like that. Now, if you're the type of person that takes a ton of pictures, you might want to back those up. So just go to backup right here, and you're going to turn on Google Photos backup. Every single photo that you take will be backed up to the Google Drive, as well as the Google Photos, I think, which is pretty cool as well. Now, if you go into the top option here, you could see that we do have the dark mode. But if you can't find it here at the top, what you want to do to find it is go into it in accessibility, where they have the dark theme mode. You could turn that off and on in the accessibility option. So, you know, I think that's pretty cool as well. And if you like to use your phone both ways, you can actually flip it with this auto rotate. So if you turn that off, it will no longer rotate your device. But if you're like browsing, you know, websites, you might want to turn it this way and see the media and everything like that. So you could turn that on or off depending on your own, you know, personal preference. And if you don't like the animations that this thing has, like this little animation, you could see that. If you remove that, you could see right here, you could still see the animations, but it's just gonna make it zippier. So the phone is gonna look like it's on, instead of 60 hertz, it's gonna look like it's on like 90 hertz or something. It's just like moving really fast. And if you wanna find out all the details of your phone and the status of the update, you can go into About Phone right there. It tells you it has a full HD display, 20 megapixel front camera, things of that nature. And when you click up here, you get your updates. So I don't think it has an update because I just did that like not too long ago. But also in this area, you can enter your emergency contact info as well as the add information info. It's medical information or help first responders, or anyone can read this information from your lock screen and dial your contacts by tapping the names. So you can add contacts on the lock screen and people can actually contact the people that you are closest to. Now, another thing I like in this device is the storage manager. Now, go into system and then go into, go into storage on this device. And it's gonna have this storage manager thing, which will now say that your storage is now being managed by the storage manager. So whenever you have the opportunity to uninstall something or free up some RAM, it's gonna let you know. Another feature that I actually think is really crazy is under display. Now you're gonna go in display and go into advanced. Now that's where we have all these options. Now you can hide the notch, which is kind of weird. It makes it look really uneven like the puff, but keep it like that if you do so desire. You also have that dark theme, but another thing hidden down all the way down below is lift to wake. So whenever you lock the device and then just lift it, it's gonna automatically unlock just by you lifting it. So I definitely think that's another really cool feature for the Oukitel C21. Now, while we're in display, you wanna check out the lock screen under display, because when you click that, you can see right here, it's gonna have the area where you can enter your any message you want on the lock screen. You could also show lockdown information when you hit the power button. So when I hit the power button, you can see that it's just my emergency information's here, screenshots here, restart, and things of that nature. But when I click this one, I'm gonna have the lockdown option, which will basically remove everything, my facial recognition, my fingerprint. You basically need to know my password at that point. If you decided that you wanted to leave the phone on a charger, you have this cool option that lets you change the lock screen to a digital clock or an analog clock. So you could change it, keep it at the analog clock. And then they give you these different options right here that say you can have it while it's docked, charging or docked, when to start. And then you can see right here, it'll show the analog clock. I don't know if you could see that, but it's like a clock and it's really dim. Now, what's really cool is you can go into battery and then just have it show the percentage at the top. Because when you do that, you can see right here, now I can see what percentage my phone is at. But if I didn't have that, it just showed the little canister with the juice inside of it, letting you know where you're at. But it always shows it at the top right here when you're in battery. So that's kind of cool. Now, if you made it this far in the video, you're a real one. Hashtag salute, hashtag crew. Let's jump into the next tip. Go into your, you know what I'm saying, your gallery right here. And you can see that we have the Google Photos. So, you know, that's pretty cool. But one of the things that I like to do is actually download this app called Gallery Zone, Game Zone Gallery app. So this is the one that I use. So now when you're using this application, you can create collages inside of here. And I'm going to show you how you do that. So you just select a series of photos like this, and then hit the dots at the right hand top corner. And it does allow you to move the media to a vault. So I definitely think that's pretty cool. But you can select all right here, and then you can share the images to whatever source you want to share it to. Now, another thing I think is useful is this QR code scanning app that I downloaded. So I just went into the app info and it's called QR barcode scanner. So I noticed that since things are reopening in New York, or like in 2 weeks, a lot of the times they used to give you those barcodes to scan when you were at restaurants. So like, because I guess they didn't want you to touch the menu or something, but you can do barcode scans or do product code scans with that. And I think that's pretty cool. Now, we do have Wi-Fi calling on here. So all you have to do to activate that is just go into your option at the top. You're gonna see it says extend calls with Wi-Fi. So go ahead, turn that on. we are inside the option, but you would just have to insert your SIM card and then it would let you go ahead and do so. Now, another thing about this device is that it doesn't have a headphone jack, so you will need to plug in this connector to use the FM radio that they have on board. So let me see if I can find a pair of headphones right now. All right, so I'm just gonna go ahead and plug those in and then show you guys right here that they do have this radio app on the device, so you can actually listen to AM or I'm sorry, just the FM radio, which is kind of cool. So you could change the stations here, and it does let you listen to the speaker earphone now when you go ahead and choose this headphone option. You could also get your stations and save recordings and start recordings on here. So I just think that's something that's really cool too. Now, I showed you guys how to take a screenshot with 3 fingers. You just touch with 3 fingers. And now it's taking a screenshot and you can share, edit, or delete. So I think that's cool, but the simple way is just to press the power button and the lower volume rocker. And then it goes ahead and they made that sound again as well. Now this phone doesn't have an app tray, so just keep that in mind. But the simple way to add a contact would just be to long hold the contacts button, and it just says add contact right there. So you can go ahead and press it now. Now go into audio recorder. You do have an audio recorder. Let's go into the settings options, and you can store, you know what I'm saying, like you can change it from the M4A high quality or just the standard quality, but you can keep screen on when you're recording and just hit that button. So I think that's going to be important. But if you don't want the battery to drain, you can actually let it record with this screen off. So I think that's kind of cool as well. And if you didn't want to have the Google feed here on the left hand side, just your apps, widgets, and shortcuts, what you can do is just long hold the center, then hit home settings, and then just click that button. And now you'll no longer have Google on the left side. It'll just be the phone right here, which is kind of, actually it's a lot quicker because Google's right here anyway. So there's the search tool, just hit this, and then you're back in the Google feed. Now, some of the camera tips I wanted to show you guys are pretty cool. We do have a bunch of different options on this guy, macro filter modes and bokeh as well. But one of the other things I wanted to show you is inside of the settings option. So when you hit this button that says ZSD, that means zero shutter lag. So just turn that on so that the pictures snap quicker. You also want to turn on shutter sound. Go ahead, turn that off so that you don't hear a snap noise when you take the picture. And then you also do have anti-shake. So if your hand is moving when you take the picture, it actually helps out the photo quality in the long term. And usually what I do is also I turn on location just so that I know where I took a photo, just in case I want to go back to that spot as well. Now, another thing I like to do is look at my phone and just have the weather there. So right here you can see I do have it. It tells me it's 55 degrees, but if, let's say, you wanted to get to that, you know what I mean? You wanted me to show you that, so you would go ahead and let me close this. Why is the camera opening there? So what I did was clicked here and I went into widgets, and then I went into the right here, Google at a glance, and click that one, long hold it, and it says the quick step keep stopping, and then you close that. But it's opening up the camera right now every time I touch that. That must be some type of glitch, but that's how you would get the weather on your home screen. Now, another thing to protect your privacy to do is go into this the adguard.com, and then go ahead, download the AdGuard application, which will basically block ads, block threats, and things of that nature. One of the other things that they did that I'm not used to seeing is this toolbox. It's called Outdoor Toolbox. So you have a magnifying glass that you can use. Let's say you don't have your glasses. It gives you this magnifying thing on the camera. So I guess that they're using, you know what I'm saying, electronic zoom, but you can kind of see closer, like real close. If you need glasses, that definitely helps to read you know what I'm saying, like small print and things like that. You also have a gradienter, a compass, a magnifier, and a hang painting to help you like know when things are level when you're hanging them on the wall. Another thing that most people don't know about is this thing called nearby share. So you want to hit this pencil icon right here, and you want to use nearby share to share files with people around you or from up your phones. But videos and like photos and things like that, you would just hit this button, activate it. You would have to drag it up. So you saw it was kind of hidden down there, but now that I dragged it up, now it's here. So you can activate that, turn it on, and then once you do that, you could just turn it on and it connects to the nearby device that you have activated as well. But I just like that nearby share option because you can use it to share huge files. This device does have a way for you to use the 3 touch buttons or the 2 touch buttons, actually just the 3 touch, but just hit this button right here and it switches it back to the bottom buttons down there. So now you can just hit this and it gets to your most recent. So I think that's a little bit, if that's something that's more familiar for you, it might be a lot easier. And you can also get to your multi window by just long holding this button and clicking split screen. And now it's gonna say that you can use 2 screens at once. So I'm using the calculator. It says right here, let me see, exit that. And you know, you could use 2 different apps at one time, which is kind of cool. Now I showed you 3-finger screenshot and I showed you the simple method to do a screenshot, but they do have another way to do a screenshot and it's called super screenshot. So this is like a magic screenshot where you can highlight an area with a lasso, graffiti, or you know what I'm saying, a rectangular one. So you can kind of see what it's doing right here. You can save that, just highlight a certain area, you know what I mean? But it lets you customize the box anywhere you want. So I definitely think that's pretty cool too. But another thing that this device has is if you want to share your screen here, you can opt for the Screencast feature and it will find the nearest smart device that's on. Right now, all my TVs are off, except for the one in the living room, which isn't smart anymore. Well, it never was smart, but you can actually search for your devices and watch your screen from your phone to your TV, which is pretty cool. And this new Android 11 feature, which is on here, and this is, and you could have this option for screen record. So let me just see about phone. I think we're on Android 11. Yeah, we're on Android 10 on this device, which is really cool. But let's say you're doing some shopping and you want to share the shopping experience with somebody. Turn on your screen record. So what you would do is hit that button. So now it's gonna start to record right now. So it's recording what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And then when I'm done recording, I could just hit the stop button. Once you go into the gallery, you could share that from the gallery or just watch it back as a mental note. You know what I'm saying? So you have that right here, and you can see right here, it lets you watch it through the Google Photos or the Google Files. So you can see right there, you can hit the share button there as well. I think that's pretty cool too. Now this device does have battery savings mode right here. You could turn that on. It will restrict certain apps, turn on the dark mode as well, as you saw it just did that. And it's gonna prevent background activity as well. Another thing that this phone has built right in, and it's pretty cool, is the Hotspot feature. Let's say you have a tablet or another phone without data. You can actually do it, you could connect this thing, set up a password, and now you could share the mobile connection with another phone and or a tablet or any other device that accepts the you know what I'm saying, the hotspot and a Wi-Fi feature. Now let's say you want to leave people on unread. You can see that the chat features are ready right here. So what you would have to do is disable the chat features by going into settings right here on the right hand side, and then where it says right here it says chat features. So the phone isn't on, it doesn't have a SIM card in it, but you want to deactivate those so that you can deactivate the one that says let people know when you're typing and let people know when you receive message. And another thing that you want to do is go into the settings right here and go into suggestions in chat so you can get suggestions from your assistant for the weather. Also smart replies, it gives you quick responses in case you're working and you don't have time to complete a full sentence. Or you can actually attach photos, start a video call, share location, and it's gonna give you suggested stickers and things of that nature. And if you're trying to block a text messenger that's texting you, just long hold the message, and then at the top you're gonna see the icon that looks like a stop sign right there. Just go ahead and hit that, and then instead it says block and report as spam. So I think that's kind of cool. But if you're trying to block a caller, just go to spam and blocked in the settings option of messages, and then enter the blocked contact and then unknown callers, and block calls will be no longer available here. You could just add numbers right there to your own desire. Now let's say I was doing a video right now. Usually what I would do is turn other phones on D&D. That means that they can't make noises. And so the phone is going to be completely silent even if you get a phone call or something like that. So I like to keep that on if I'm really need some quiet for like maybe 10, 15, 20, even an hour or so. But I like that feature because then it's just going to block notifications and sounds from coming in as well. But I hope you did find these 54 tips and tricks for the Oukitel C21 helpful. I definitely like using this device. It has a really nice flow to it. It has 128 gigabytes of internal storage, which is pretty cool. You can go to about and read all the details. A 6.4 inch display, 16 megapixel camera, 20 front facing camera, and 64 gigabytes of internal storage and 4 gigabytes of RAM on this guy. So it's really nice because it has that full HD plus display. But let me know what you guys think down below and I'll get right back with you. But in the meantime, show your support and appreciation by hitting the like button. Later, crew, I'll get right back with you. Peace.